A remarkable diplomatic twist may be unfolding behind the scenes of the Russia-Ukraine war. The Ukrainian president has reportedly turned to an unlikely intermediary in that effort to open a direct channel with the Russian president. According to reports, Zelensky invited Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich to Kiev last month and asked him reportedly to pass a message directly to Vladimir Putin. The message was that Ukraine is prepared for face-to-face peace talks. Multiple reports suggesting that Zelensky hoped Abramovich could help open a channel for direct communication between the two leaders. If such a meeting were to take place, it would be the first between Zelensky and Putin since Russia launched that full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. And the development also coming at a crucial point as far as the war is concerned. Ukraine seeking to build momentum from the recent battlefield gains and enhanced long-range strike capabilities. Zelensky has acknowledged that Abramovich has served as an informal conduit between the two sides, reportedly. He is helping to relay signals about how potential negotiations could be structured. Abramovich's involvement is particularly notable given his high-profile status and controversial position in the West. In fact, one of Russia's most recognizable oligarchs, Abramovich built his fortune during the country's turbulent privatization era of the 1990s, most notably through oil giant. There, he later served as governor of the remote Chukotka region and became a global figure after purchasing the Chelsea Football Club in 2003. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Abramovich was sanctioned by the UK and several Western governments over his ties with Putin. The sanctions forced him to sell Chelsea in 2022. Despite those sanctions, he has continued to be linked to behind-the-scenes diplomatic efforts, including humanitarian initiatives and prisoner exchanges between Russia and Ukraine, reportedly. But Abramovich is now at the center of a growing showdown with the British government over the proceeds from the sale of Chelsea, reportedly. More than £2 billion raised from the club's sale remaining frozen, allegedly, in a UK bank account. The money is still unreleased, reportedly, more than 3 years later. The standoff further escalated over fundamental disagreement over who should benefit from the funds. The Britain government insisting that the money must be used exclusively for humanitarian relief inside Ukraine, reportedly. And Abramovich arguing the funds should support all victims of the war, including those affected in Russia, reportedly. And with both sides unable to reach an agreement, the UK government is now preparing legal action to force the release of the frozen funds under its terms, reportedly. Donald Trump seems to be running out of patience with Netanyahu, and it's showing. While Trump has once again claimed that the Iran deal is imminent, he's warned the Israeli leader, asking Netanyahu to be careful. U.S. President Donald Trump told Axios in an interview, reportedly, that he warned the Israeli Prime Minister that he might find himself fighting alone if he went back to war with Iran, saying, quote, "You better be careful, or you will be on your own very soon," quote unquote. But was that just rhetoric to show that Trump ultimately is in charge, to show that he has the upper hand after all? All this while the region remains just inches away from a dangerous escalation yet again. Look at what's been happening on the ground. Israel struck the historic port city of Tyre in southern Lebanon, killing at least 8 people, according to the Lebanese health ministry, after an Israeli evacuation order for the entire city was issued for the first time. The equation between Trump and Netanyahu is complicated, to say the least. The extent to which the relationship is conflicted has been exposed time and again. On Sunday, Trump even felt the need to insist that he is the one calling the shots, days after details had emerged about his heated call with Netanyahu, where Trump did not hold back, telling Netanyahu, quote, "Everybody hates you now," quote unquote. And all this friction continues to add strain to the precarious situation in West Asia. But Trump has declared that a deal is imminent and that the Strait of Hormuz could open in 2 to 3 days. So he's repeated that claim about the Iran deal being just days away. Trump has continued to strike that optimistic tone. Remember, domestically, the pressure has been mounting on both Trump and Netanyahu. For Netanyahu, with months to go for elections that must be held before the end of October itself, time is running out to change things in his favor, if he can. And for him, politically, the struggle for a breakthrough is real and urgent. But the fact is, he simply cannot afford to let things go downhill with Washington in the real sense. After all, the U.S. is Israel's principal security guarantor. Remember, Iran has also been insisting that any agreement would also tie Israel's hands when it comes to tackling Hezbollah in Lebanon. So for Netanyahu, as far as his political survival and concerns are there, his best option might be that the peace talks are not successful. But for Donald Trump, the mounting domestic as well as international pressure means it's extremely crucial that a breakthrough emerges. Facing intense pressure from his domestic base as well, Trump has been pushing for a negotiated settlement with Iran. The war with Iran remains unpopular in the United States. A wider conflict reignited by the Israeli actions, if at all, could prove politically damaging for Trump and the Republican Party. Securing a deal remains a key priority for the U.S. president. In fact, Vice President J.D. Vance's latest comments underscoring that position as well. Vance said, reportedly, the emerging peace agreement between Washington and Tehran would be a major victory for the American people, whether or not Israel approved of it. In an interview with Fox News, Vance reportedly acknowledged that while the U.S. and Israel share many common interests, there are also areas where their priorities diverge. And as Trump sounds optimistic about arriving at a deal, will that happen? And can the Hormuz crisis actually end in days? The region remains on tenterhooks till definitive answers emerge. Shifting focus now to the Indian state of Karnataka, where a major initiative aims to clamp down on underage drinking in Bengaluru. The state government has reportedly launched a strict, massive crackdown on liquor serving establishments. Let's just break this down for you. Among the measures being taken, basically, the police reportedly have been given directions to issue a notice to venues serving alcohol, asking them to not allow entry and service to underage individuals. The government has reportedly also ordered strict enforcement of age verification norms, also the no ID, no entry rules. It's a massive move that also points towards the emphasis which is being laid on the issue of underage drinking. As far as the issue is concerned, what do the numbers look like, for instance? A study conducted by researchers from St. John's Medical College, Christ University, Bengaluru, and Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, throwing light on the matter. According to it, 1 in 3 adolescents in the city are at risk of developing health issues because of alcohol or tobacco use. Overall, there has been a lot of concern, and the survey also reportedly finding that 33% of young adults surveyed reported alcohol use, while nearly 18% were addicted to tobacco. This is reportedly way higher than the national prevalence rates. And given how important and concerning the matter is, the strict clampdown is a huge step. In fact, the Home Minister has reportedly also asked the police to treat underage drinking not just as a licensing violation, but also as a serious youth safety and public health concern. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.